Hi everyone. I thought it'd be helpful to give a demonstration of how to do a first principles presentation. I mentioned earlier in the semester that the Leon County Library was a little bit frustrating to me as a new resident of Tallahassee, and so I thought this would be a good place for us to apply our 8 principles. For those of you who don't live up here in Tallahassee or in Leon County, here's a quick preview of what the website looks like. And as you can see, it's kind of busy. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a navigation bar up here at the top. There's this left-hand navigation bar, plus all this stuff in the center, including this sort of flippy thing that keeps changing on me. If we look at this website through the lens of the principles, we can start talking about where the problems are. One of the things with it being so confusing there on the homepage is that it's very hard for me to tell what's important. Where should I focus my attention? If you imagine one of those eye scan charts, my eyes are kind of going all over the place of what am I supposed to look at? There's this thing flipping at me. And I think they sort of tipped their hand here in recognizing that it's a confusing design, because one of the most important things I do here is go and search the library catalog. And on this homepage, they've had to put a link to the library catalog in 3 different places. The logo that's there in the Leon County seal doesn't take me anywhere. If I move around the site, there are no breadcrumbs to let me know where I'm at. And the page title doesn't fit in my browser tab, so that doesn't provide me much help in understanding where I'm at. Interestingly, there's also no way to search the website. I can go search the library catalog or go search databases, but I can't search the site itself. It's also a little bit unclear where a link might take me. Some links take me off to the larger county website, and don't keep me inside the library's website. So if I go back out to the site, you can see here, there's the library catalog here, it's over here, and also down here. If I click on this agendas link up here, it kicks me out of the library site and up here to the new Leon County website. And once I'm here, it's a little bit hard for me to figure out how I'd get back to the library, short of using my browser's back button. The navigation on the site does consistently stay on the left, and that's fine. There's some debates about whether the left or right-hand stuff is better, but at least it's consistent and it stays on the left. When it's there, one of the problems I found is that several pages, including the Bookmobile Services website page and several of the forums, the navigation bar and the template may disappear entirely. On some pages, the layout of the content changes subtly, which suggests that they don't have sort of a common style sheet that everyone who's editing the website is using. So here's an example. This is the page for the Bookmobile Services, and basically it's a calendar that tells you where the bookmobile is going to be. There's no left-hand navigation, so I can't get back to the other parts of the library website. I'm now really confused about this top navigation bar, and I'm a little bit hesitant to click on this home button, because I'm not quite sure if that's going to actually take me back to the library home. Interestingly, it does, given the fact that these other buttons take me out to stuff on the Leon County website. There's not too much to provide error support with here. There's a couple of forms, like to request a meeting room or to change your address, but they don't do a very good job of giving me error messages that are very helpful. In fact, the change of address form seems to accept any kind of thing I throw at it. I put in all kinds of incorrect information, and it just accepted it without complaining at all. One of the things that I found really interesting about this site is it seems to reflect an internal organization chart rather than the kinds of tasks I might want to do as a user. So there's sort of the circulation department and the reference department and the children's department and then library administration, and that's where content is. But if you try to find information like how long can I check out a DVD, it can be really hard. So where would you go look for that information? I would think it might be up here under library services, but it's really unclear. Maybe it's down here under library policies. And I have to kind of look here. Library card, loan of library materials. Okay, that looks like the right one. But you can see that it took me a little bit of time to find it, and I had to look all the way down here for library policies to find this information. If I go back up to the home page, it's also a little bit hard. It tells me the hours of branches, but even though it suggests there's locations, there's not really any location information here. And again, you might think that that information would be up here at the top, But again, it's all the way down here under the About the Library page, under Locations, almost the third to the last thing here. So it's very hard. I have to kind of really hunt around for it. As an advanced user, I find this site very frustrating. And you might say, oh, well, Richard, you have too much of an expectation that it's really built for other more novice users. But I think some of the confusions that I see, I think a novice would be just as confused as I am. And it raises some interesting questions about how you might design a library site for different kinds of user experiences depending on the kind of user that you have. I don't really talk here too much about the contextual help. Again, there's not really much here to do other than to browse some of this information. It's not like Amazon or something like that. And I've specifically not dealt with the library's catalog system. It's a third-party system called Circe Dynix. It looks like the help file in there is just the default out-of-the-box help file, and it hasn't been contextualized or developed, customized at all for the Leon County Library website. Well, that's my quick tour of the Leon County Library's website, and hopefully you can use this as an idea of how you can do your own first principles tour.